there, I'm Elaine. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I create follow-along stretching videos for beginners, so make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Today, I'm so excited to announce the 30 Days of Stretching Challenge to kickstart 2021. So if you're a beginner and you're looking to stretch more in the new year, I've created a calendar just for you that you can download in the description box below. We'll be stretching for 15 to 20 minutes every day. These will be full body stretches, but we'll be focusing on our lower bodies. The calendar has the links to all the videos that you'll need to do each day, so it'll be really easy to just click and stretch. I've also created a YouTube playlist where you can access all of the videos in this challenge. If you're watching this video after January 1st, definitely download the calendar and follow along. You'll just need to write the date that you did the stretches on the calendar. By the end of the 30 days, your calendar should look like this, with each of the days crossed off. Make sure that you take before and after pictures of stretches that you might be struggling with. For example, Happy Baby is one that I would recommend. I know I definitely struggled with this stretch when I first started, but it'll get a lot easier over time as you work on your lower body flexibility. Today's video is day 1. I'm posting this video a little bit earlier so that you can get started tomorrow morning, or you can even get started right now. These stretches are some of my favorite stretches to do every day, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off this routine in a comfortable seated position. Bring our ears from one side to the other side. Feeling the stretch run along your neck. This should feel good, especially if you haven't stretched out your neck today. Now, we'll sit on top of our right hand and gently tilt our head to the left side. Be very gentle with these neck stretches. Hold and relax. Now gently look down towards your armpit. Feeling the stretch move towards the back side of your neck. Moving on to the next side, we'll sit on top of our left hand and gently tilt our head towards the right. Now gently look down towards your armpit and noticing if one side of your neck feels different from the other. Next, we'll be doing some seated cat and cows. Inhale and exhale as you curl your spine inwards, following your breath as you move through these movements. Next, we'll be moving through a few cat and cows. Inhaling as we arch our backs and lift our chest towards the ceiling, and exhale as we move through our lower backs. Inhale, opening up, and exhale, drawing our belly button towards our tailbone. Breathe nice and softly. We'll be repeating this one more time. Now we'll be doing a thread the needle stretch by threading our right arm through to the left side and placing our right shoulder onto the ground. You should feel the stretch down along the sides of your body. Breathe and relax into the stretches. Repeating onto the next side, thread your left arm over to the right, gently placing your left shoulder onto the ground. Again, feeling the stretch in our upper backs and a gentle twist on the sides of our bodies. Hold and breathe. Next, we'll press ourselves back into a downward facing dog. making sure that your back is flat. By pressing your palms into the ground and pushing your shoulders back. This should be the main part of this movement. Rather than focusing on your legs, continue to press through the ground to extend your upper body. Now we'll make our way down into a child's pose with our fingers extended. Shifting our weight from one armpit to the other armpit and feeling how the stretch changes. Now we'll rest in a child's pose for a few breaths before adding a side stretch. Walking our hands over to the right side and pressing down into the left armpit, feeling the stretch deepen on one side. On each exhale, try to sink a little bit deeper into the left armpit. Now we'll walk ourselves back to the center and then over to the left side, pressing our right armpit down towards the ground, feeling an opening in our right shoulder. Think about your breathing and gently relax into each of the stretches. Now we'll walk ourselves back center. Next, we'll be doing 3 hip rotations to the right and 3 rotations to the left by pressing our hip outwards as we draw the circle, feeling the outer parts of our legs open as we press outwards and giving movement into our hips to make sure that they're nice and warmed up. Now we'll move on to the next side by pressing our hip outwards as we draw the circle. Next, we'll be doing some lunges. Bring your right foot to the front of the mat into a low lunge. Tuck your toes in and make sure that your knee is aligned with your ankle. We'll be lifting our knees off the mat for 5 repetitions, making sure that our heads are at the same height. Holding at the top for 1 second. You should feel the stretch deep in your hips as you engage these muscles. Now we'll shift back into a hamstring stretch with our front leg extended. This is a deep stretch, so if you aren't able to hold this position, make sure that you grab onto some yoga blocks or even the side of a couch. Try to keep your hips as square as possible, meaning that if you place your hands on both hips, they should be in one line. I would recommend using a mirror to check your form. Now we'll shift our weight forward back into a low lunge and add a side stretch by bringing our left arm over to the right side, feeling a nice deep stretch in our hip flexors. On the next breath, we'll walk ourselves forward and add a gentle twist by extending our right arm as we twist over to the right side. Now we'll do the opposite stretch by placing our right hand onto the ground as we lift our left hand up towards the ceiling. Now we'll move into a lizard pose by rolling our feet on its side and pressing our right knee outwards. You can use your hands as support or gently walk yourself down onto your forearms. Now we'll repeat this onto the next leg. Bring your left leg towards the front of the mat, making sure that your knee and your ankle are aligned. Tuck your back foot as you lift your right knee up, holding at the top for 1 second. This should be a very deep stretch for our hips and a great one to warm up our legs. Now we'll gently shift into a hamstring stretch with our left leg extended, making sure that your back is flat and that you're not starting to hunch over in this position. Yoga blocks really help with keeping good form. Over time, you want to be able to extend parallel to the ground past your toes. Always think about extending your body, imagining the muscles lengthen as you hold each of the stretches. Now we'll shift forward into a low lunge and add our side stretch, reaching over to the left side. Continue to reach as you feel the stretch deep in your hip flexors. Now we'll gently twist towards our left leg by raising our left arm towards the ceiling. Now twisting over to the opposite side as we press our left arm against our left knee. Just holding for 1 breath here before moving on to a lizard pose. Pressing our knees outwards to open up our hips. You can continue to hold in an upright position or gently walk yourself down onto your forearms. Now we'll shift into a child's pose for 2 breaths. Now we'll make our way onto our backs. Bring our right leg over our left knee into a figure 4 stretch. Gently hugging our left knee towards our body as we feel the opening on the right side. Hold and breathe. This is a great stretch for our piriformis. This area might feel tight, especially if you're sitting all day. Now we'll move on to the next side by bringing our left leg over our right knee and gently bringing our right knee towards our body. Hugging it a little bit closer on each exhale as we feel our left hip open up. Breathe and think about your muscles lengthening as you hold this position. Now we'll make our way into a happy baby pose by grabbing the outside of our feet and pressing them down towards our body as we make sure that our ankles are aligned with our knees. Now gently extend your right leg. If this is difficult and your legs are very bent, don't worry about it. This one takes a lot of time and is a lot harder than you might think it is. Continue to extend your right foot by kicking it into our right hand. Now we'll move on to the next side and extend our left leg, only straightening out to as far as you can and noticing how this feels in your body. This stretch really shows us how tight our hips and our hamstrings are. Now we'll extend both of our legs for a few breaths, feeling the stretch run along our hamstrings and our hips. Now we'll gently rock ourselves up into a seated position. We're done these everyday stretches. I really hope that you enjoyed these stretches. Remember, it's totally okay if you weren't able to do every stretch the first few times. If you're ready to start this challenge, make sure that you download the calendar in the description below. Let's cross off our calendars one day at a time. As usual, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give me a like and let me know in the comments if you are in this challenge. Let's stretch again soon. Bye.